Very well. Another year, thank God, accomplished. It's the last week of the club. As I say, it's actually a happy time. Thank God you guys are graduating. Some of you are going to higher grade. At the same time, it's a very depressing time. We're going to miss our friends. I'm going to come back. I won't see some of the faces that we see this year, but actually, we'll see God winning new faces. As you know, we never get separated because our souls are always united. It's just a distance, and that doesn't really matter. Anyways, I was going to just discuss something with you about this week's portion. But before that, anybody has gone to a Jewish wedding, they do a lot of strange stuff, right? Anybody has been there? So before they actually go under the chuppah, what does the groom do? He walks to the girl, and what does he do? Before they go under the, what do you call it, the altar or the wedding canopy, anybody knows the guy walks over to the girl, what does he do? Actually veils the bride. Covers the face. Right? They go there and she's smiling and then they cover the face. Why in the world do they do that? Now, if you go to actually very Orthodox communities, when they bring it under the canopy, the wedding canopy, it's so thick that cover, I'm saying by the more modern Jewish customs, it's see-through. So she can see where she's going. But if you go to real religious ones, like it's thick, you can't see. You always say as a joke because we don't want her to see his ugly face. So I'm just kidding. All guys are handsome for their wives. They actually say another joke, when Adam and Eve got married. So Adam asked God, why is she so beautiful? He said, because you should want to marry her. So says God, I have a complaint. Why is she so stupid? Because she should marry you. But that's not really what a wedding is all about. It's just a dumb joke. So the reason why they cover the face is because we're trying to show that, the surface we see. But I'm not only marrying that person because of the physical beauty. It's because of the internal beauties that they have. That is actually a lot. It's not just a small thing. So we're telling the girl, I don't just love you because of what I see in you, but there's something deeper within you that I cannot see. That's a beautiful character trait. So, I'm saying? The amazing things that are, I love you because of that also. So we see from here that in a person, besides the external, besides the accomplishments, how many degrees they have, there's a concept of good character traits that every person has. And that's what we appreciate after we get married. So actually in this week's portion, guys, we're starting a new book, which is called the Book of Numbers. Another name is Bamidbar, or wilderness, because the Jews go into the desert. But the big name that is known is Book of Numbers. Why? Because the Jews were counted. Moses counts them. There were like 3,550 men between the ages of 20 and 60. Talking about like 3 million people almost. But that was the amount of, the adult guys from 20 to 60. So because the Jews were counted, so we call this book, Book of Numbers. But isn't there a problem? Numbers only shows you external. Moses, if he was counted, he wasn't counted more than one. And the lowest or the most simple Jew wasn't counted less than one. It doesn't show any of their accomplishments. So why is God counting them? Not only that, he counts them for whatever reason. Why do you name the entire book of Numbers that, doesn't show really what their character traits are? So one of the answers that they give is, whatever you accomplish is only an accomplishment. But your essence is not your accomplishments. Your essence is a good human being. And that's what really numbers count. They count your essence, what you are, not what you accomplish. And that's actually a very, very beautiful thing. There's a story with the previous Lubavitcher Rebbe. His name was Rabbi Joseph Isaac. He lived in Russia, was running away. This is on the Jewish side, what I'm saying? But we can apply to everything, being a good human. He was running away from the KGB. Because the KGB, the Russians, the communists, were there to destroy religion. Didn't matter what. Judaism, Christianity, Islam, they were against it. They didn't believe in God. So he was running away, was in the train, and that actually a Jewish communist group also called the Yevsektia, because they know the secrets of the Jews. So they were able actually to target and get their own brothers, all the secrets, find all the synagogues, and close them down. So while the previous Rebbe was running away, there was a Jewish guy from the KGB, and he says, I want to see the rabbi. He talks to his servant, says, I want to see the rabbi, but I promise I'm not going to hurt him. So they met. So this KGB guy says, Rabbi, what's your title? He says, I'm a Jew. So says, no, throw that away. You know, I'm the president of KGB, I'm the president of this, president of that. What's your title? So the rabbi tells him, you know, those titles, they really mean nothing. One day they will be all taken away from you. But being a Jew, that's something nobody else can take away from you. It was actually words of prophecy. Because after the KGB accomplished what they wanted, they just demoted him from all his power that he had. He just came out to be a simple Jew. That's it. He was no more president of the KGB. But here teaching us that your essence is not your accomplishments. Accomplishments are great things. But again, that's not your essence. What you are, you're a godly being. God created every human being in his own image. And when I see a person, I don't want to limit him to his accomplishments. I see a godly being. That's what every human being is. And that's what the numbers show, that you're counting your essence, not your accomplishments. I hope you're going to have this outlook when we go out to the world after we graduate college and these things. And if you have this positive look on every human being,